Happy New Year. So I wanted to get on here and share with you guys some of the market information for real estate in the Kansas City area for December. So this is the one that I always like to look at. It's for existing homes. And you can see some very interesting things on here. So you can see our closed sales is down almost 37% or 36.3%. That's pretty typical because of the climate that we live in. So a lot of people don't want to move. They don't necessarily want to list their house, which you'll see later is interesting because our inventory is actually up. But you have less buyers out there looking during these months because it's cold, it's snowy. Not everybody wants to move in this climate. So we do have lower closed sales. I think also attributing to that is the interest rate scares the buyers have seen over the last few months. It got up as high as 7.5% probably, depending on your credit history and your debt to income. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that go into that. But I think that scared a lot of people off, even though interest rates are actually down a little bit lower than what they had been. And even historically, a 5, a 6, a 7% is not horrible. Like, we have just been spoiled rotten over the last few years of having 2s and 3s and low 4s. What we're seeing now is not out of the normal. It is not more than average. It's still pretty much under the average or right at the average. So anyway, those things all contributed to less closed sales in December. But you can see the average sales price and the median sales price. So average sales price is still up. Almost to 300,000. So that's still up 2.8%. And you can see our median is flat for the month, but if you look at year to date, they're both up. So you can kind of see here, year to date, it's up almost 9%, and then median is up 8%. So if you're a seller, it's still a great time to sell because prices are not plummeting. They are not going down. You can see they are still going up or flat. But you have to be very careful on how you're pricing. And that leads me to these the two next ones, your days on market. So days on market is up. So last December it was 21. We're up to 30. And you see year to date 19, which is flat. So again, part of that is just the seasonality. Part of it is that we've lost some buyers. Part of it, as you'll see here, is that people are not pricing correctly. So I feel like sellers are still pricing to the market that we had 6-9 months ago when things were going crazy. We don't have as many buyers. We have interest rates that are higher. So you can see here, if you look at month over month, last year in December, sellers were getting 99.2% of the list price. Last month, they only got 95.8%. You can see that that's down, but you can see year over year, still averaging out to list price received, but this is down. So, moral of the story is, if you're a buyer, you still have a lot of inventory. Look at how our inventory is. Our inventory is actually up. So we had more sellers put their homes on the market. So we have more supply. And as a seller, you're still getting a great price. For buyers, it's still a great time because if you look at it, right, you have less competition out there. You have more inventory to choose from potentially. And you have some negotiating power. You're not having to give away all of your contingencies. You're going to be able to do inspections. You could potentially take advantage of this, not selling, if there's been some price reductions, not selling at the list price. You could maybe offer the list price and get some concessions, get closing costs, get the seller to buy down your interest rate so that you have an amazing interest rate for the first 2 or 3 years in the house. So there's a lot of different things to take into account when you're looking at this. And I'd love to be able to dissect it a little bit more for you, your specific situation. If you have some questions, if you're wanting to drill down a little bit more into your city, this is a large area, the whole Kansas City area. So it might be a little bit different within your county, city. So if you have questions on anything I mentioned, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you want some more information, let's talk through it. And everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different. So between myself and an amazing lender, we can do everything possible to get you into the home of your dreams when you need it and at the best terms possible. So please reach out. My number is 816-825-4999. Hope you have a great day.